Welcome to Readflix, where stories come alive beyond the pages. Sparkles today, step aboard the most mysterious train in literary history, the Orient Express. Snowflake joined Detective Hercule Poirot on a journey through lies, vengeance, and justice hidden in snow. Every stop holds a secret. Every face hides a truth. Discover the magic of reading, only on Readflix. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Red Heart? A journey begins a cold winter night. Snow falls softly as the luxurious Orient Express prepares to depart from Istanbul. Among the passengers is the world-famous Detective Hercule Poirot, seeking a peaceful journey after solving a recent case. The train glows under the moonlight, promising comfort and elegance. But beneath the charm, secrets are already boarding. None know that this trip will soon turn into one of the most chilling mysteries ever told. The elegant train the Orient Express is a world of its own: velvet seats, golden lamps, and the soft rhythm of wheels against the tracks. Travelers from different countries, all strangers, share this journey bound for Calais. Poirot observes them keenly, noting faces, gestures, and whispers. Every compartment tells a story, and every story hides something. As the train departs, no one imagines that before it stops, one among them will never leave alive. A stranger appears that night. Poirot notices a peculiar passenger, Mr. Samuel Ratchet, a wealthy American businessman with sharp eyes and a restless demeanor. Ratchet approaches Poirot, confessing that his life is in danger. He offers Poirot a large sum to act as his bodyguard. But Poirot, sensing something sinister in the man's aura, politely declines. "I do not like your face, monsieur," he says. And with that refusal, the game of fate begins. A storm brews as the Orient Express glides through Yugoslavia. Dark clouds gather. Snow thickens, winds howl, and the train slows to a crawl. Inside, tension quietly grows among passengers. Poirot hears whispers, distant arguments, and hurried footsteps in the corridor. The night feels uneasy. Yet no one suspects that destiny is closing in, and by morning the train will be trapped by snow, and one man will lie dead in his cabin. The next morning brings horror. Ratchet is found murdered in his compartment, stabbed multiple times, his door locked from within. Panic spreads among passengers. The train, halted by heavy snow, cannot move. There's no escape, no rescue. Poirot is asked to investigate. A killer is aboard, trapped with them in this frozen prison of luxury. Calmly, Poirot begins his work. Every clue, every glance, and every silence matters now. The scene of crime. Poirot inspects Ratchet's cabin. Blood stains the sheets. A broken watch shows 1:15 a.m. as the time of death. A burnt piece of paper catches Poirot's eye. Barely legible, it reads "Little Daisy Armstrong." The name jolts his memory. Years ago, a child named Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped and murdered. The case had shocked the world. Could Ratchet be connected to that tragedy? The pieces begin to stir in Poirot's mind. The Armstrong connection. Poirot recalls that Daisy Armstrong's kidnapper Cassetti had escaped justice years earlier. Could Ratchet and Cassetti be the same man? The burnt note suggests so. If Ratchet truly was Cassetti, then his death may be revenge, not chance. Poirot realizes this murder could be rooted deep in grief, loss, and vengeance. Now, every passenger becomes a potential avenger, someone who might have lost something precious to the Armstrong case. 12 suspects. There are 12 passengers in the coach. A countess, a governess, a colonel, a princess, a missionary, a valet, a maid, each from a different background, nationality, and class. Yet, Poirot senses hidden links between them. They claim not to know each other, but their stories overlap too perfectly. Secrets echo through their words. Poirot knows that behind their polite faces lies a shared silence, and perhaps a shared guilt. The locked room mystery. The door was locked from inside. The window, untouched. A woman's voice was heard at night, and a scarlet kimono was found in a passenger's luggage. Poirot collects every detail: a handkerchief with the letter H, a pipe cleaner, and a button from a conductor's uniform. Each clue contradicts the other, as if someone designed the scene to confuse. Poirot begins to suspect that the murderer is not one person, but many. Poirot begins questioning each passenger carefully. The American widow weeps too easily. The Countess avoids direct answers. The Colonel smokes nervously. The maid trembles when asked about her past. Poirot listens, observes, and connects the smallest inconsistencies. Every accent, every hesitation tells a story. He senses layers of deceit woven expertly together. Yet, one truth remains constant: all had a reason to hate Ratchet. The snow trap outside, snow piles high, sealing the train in ice. Inside, tension thickens. No one can leave, and no one can enter. Poirot feels the weight of time. A killer walks among them, calm and composed. But rather than fear, the passengers seem united in quiet cooperation. It's as though they share a secret they'll never speak. The detective, however, will not rest until every lie is stripped bare. Poirot examines the monogrammed handkerchief marked with an H. Many claim it's not theirs. The princess's name starts with D, yet Poirot notices her hesitance. When asked again, she admits her mother's maiden name began with H. Another layer unravels. Poirot realizes that names, identities, and connections have been carefully disguised. The web tightens. Someone is protecting someone else, or perhaps they're protecting everyone. A clue in disguise: a red kimono appears in Poirot's own luggage. Someone has planted it there. He smiles calmly, knowing it's a deliberate distraction. Poirot sees through the attempt to confuse him. It is not the clues that matter, he says quietly, but why they were placed there. He understands now. The entire crime scene was constructed to mislead. What if this murder was not about hiding the truth, but about protecting it? Piece by piece, Poirot reconstructs the Armstrong tragedy. A beloved child, Daisy Armstrong, was kidnapped. Her family was destroyed. Her mother died of grief. Her father took his own life, and their loyal servants were accused falsely. Poirot looks around the coach. Faces soften. Eyes avert. He sees the pain hidden beneath calm exteriors. Could these passengers be the broken remnants of the Armstrong household, gathered again to deliver justice? The maid's secret. The maid, Mary Debenham, reveals little at first, but Poirot recognizes her intelligence and calmness. She had been Daisy's governess once. The colonel beside her had been close to the Armstrong family too. Slowly, their lies begin to crumble. Poirot senses a deep loyalty binding everyone aboard. One by one, he identifies their hidden ties to the Armstrongs. This is no random collection of travelers, it's a family bound by tragedy. Princess Dragomirov finally admits that she was godmother to Mrs. Armstrong. Her affection for the family was deep and sincere. She defends the actions of others on board with surprising firmness. Poirot sees compassion behind her regal coldness. The pieces align. Each passenger represents a fragment of the Armstrong household: servants, relatives, friends. The train, once filled with strangers, now stands revealed as a moving courtroom for vengeance. The butler and the valet, Masterman, and the butler, Hardman, both reveal connections to Daisy's case. One had served the Armstrongs faithfully. The other was in love with Daisy's nurse, who took her own life after being wrongly accused. Poirot feels the sorrow in their voices. Each story adds another thread to the same tapestry of loss. Ratchet's murder begins to feel less like a crime, and more like a grim act of poetic justice. Sitting alone, Poirot contemplates the facts. 12 passengers. 12 stab wounds. Each wound made with different force and direction. Could each passenger have struck once, united in vengeance? The symmetry chills him. Justice delivered not by law, but by conscience. He realizes the Orient Express became a symbol, carrying not travelers, but grief-seeking release. Poirot knows the answer now, but he must decide how the truth should be told. Poirot gathers everyone in the dining car. The storm rages outside, silence reigns within. Calmly, presents two solutions. First, an unknown stranger boarded the train and killed Ratchet. It's simple, logical, and convenient. Then the second, each of you took part in the murder. One by one, faces drop, eyes well with tears. No one denies it. Poirot's brilliance pierces the veil. The truth stands revealed. Justice served Poirot's voice softens. Ratchet was Cassetti, the man who destroyed the Armstrong family. Every person on board had loved Daisy or served her parents. Each carried unbearable grief. United by pain, they planned this perfect murder, not for gain, but for justice. They judged the man who had escaped the law. Poirot looks at them, not as criminals, but as wounded souls. The weight of moral judgment hangs heavy. The decision: the train's director and the local police await Poirot's verdict. He has two truths, one lawful, one human. Should he expose the 12 or protect them? Poirot chooses compassion. He presents the first story, the unknown stranger theory, as the official explanation. The passengers are freed, their secret safe. Justice in a way has been served, not by the courts, but by the hearts of those who loved too deeply. The journey resumes, the storm clears. The Orient Express begins to move again, slowly breaking free from the snow. Passengers sit quietly, their eyes distant. Poirot gazes out the window, lost in thought. He knows that sometimes justice wears no uniform and speaks no verdict. It simply balances the scales of the soul. The rhythm of the train returns, carrying its passengers toward a new dawn and away from the shadows of vengeance. Poirot's reflection in his compartment. Poirot reflects on the case. The law demands truth, yet truth itself can wound the innocent. His mind, usually so certain, now carries doubt. Was justice done, he wonders, or only peace restored? The line between right and wrong has blurred, like snow melting into mist. The detective closes his eyes. The world may never know the truth, but he will remember this journey forever. The Moral Murder on the Orient Express is not just a story of death. It is a story of love, loss, and the fragile boundary between justice and revenge. Each passenger bore a wound that no law could heal. Together, they found closure in their own way. Poirot's choice reminds us that truth is powerful, but mercy is divine. Sometimes, the greatest wisdom lies in silence, and the greatest justice in forgiveness. The end of the linea as the train glides into the sunrise. The snow glistens like memories of a vanished pain. Poirot steps off, his figure framed by the golden light. The Orient Express fades into the distance, a witness to secrets it will never tell. In its carriages remains the echo of 12 hearts that beat once for Daisy Armstrong. The mystery ends, but the lesson lingers. Even in darkness, conscience finds its way home. Thank you from Art. As the train slows, the mystery ends, but the story's echo lingers forever. Sparkle's Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express reminds us that truth may be complex, but justice always finds a way. Thank you for journeying with us aboard this unforgettable ride of suspense and emotion. Stay tuned for more classic tales brought to life, only on Riyadflix, where stories never sleep. Do like, share, and subscribe, Red Heart.